Hey, so this is Francisca and this is my mid-crisis life. So I just got off the phone to my brother who is currently in the US, and he planned this big massive tour of the US. Well, not big massive. He was going to go to New York and then from there to New Orleans and then from there to Nashville and then from there to San Francisco. And, you know, he's been talking about it. We went out shopping so that he could get clothes for it, all the rest of it. Anyway, my mum came to me today and said, oh, there's a hurricane in New Orleans. He's had to rebook his hotel. He's had to move somewhere else. He doesn't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. He's run out of money, all this other stuff. So it just sounds like it's like the journey from hell at the moment. And I thought, okay, let me give him a call and see if he's okay, because that can't be easy. That must be hard to be going through, to be by yourself, to have all of this stress on your head. So I called him up and I was talking to him about it, getting some of the facts, da 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 da. And then I said to him, Matt, like, a lot of it is about your mindset and just accepting things as they are and trying to trust that whatever's happening is supposed to be happening. And you never know, this could be the best thing. This could all work out. But it's really about how you decide to perceive this, right? What your perception is. Because, if you continue to, or not continue, if you just feel like, everything's just going shit, like we've all been there, like everything's going wrong, and you're just like, this is the worst, nothing's working out, everything's fucked up, nothing's going my way. But the more that you feel like that, the more that you think like that, the more you feel like that, and then the more that those are the things that you're going to notice. You're going to notice more things that go wrong. You're going to notice more hardships that you're having to face, when actually, if you can just believe that what's happening is happening for you, it's not happening to you, there's nothing against you, this can be the difference between having a really shit time and things working out. Anyway, I said this to him, and his response was, Fran, stop talking to me about all your fucking mindfulness crap, all your positivity shit. I don't fucking believe in it. So stop fucking talking to me about it. It's not fucking helping. Okay. Me being positive and all this positivity crap isn't going to stop there being a hurricane, and it's not going to make electricity come up in the hotel that I'm supposed to be in. So just stop fucking saying it. It's not fucking helping. I don't fucking believe in it. I was like, whoa, okay, like, it's quite a strong response, right? It made me think about a couple of things. Firstly, it made me think about how strong of an emotion fear is, and that being in fear is scary, and that when we perceive things in a certain way, when we perceive that things are not going our way, that things aren't working out for us, that things are against us, that it can make it really difficult to trust in anything different. And that the frequency that we resonate at is what we get more of, which is why it's really important to have control of your mind, particularly when things are difficult, particularly when you feel like the world is against you. It made me think about how, even though, yes, of course not, thinking positively, and I'm not even really talking about thinking positively, I'm just talking about not thinking negatively, right? Not allowing yourself to wallow in sadness and self-pity. And of course that's not going to change a fucking hurricane, and it's not going to create electricity where there isn't any. But what it can do is it can be the difference between the rest of your holiday, which you have 11 days left of, being absolute fucking mayhem and a nightmare, or it working out in a more positive way, right? Because what we perceive reality to be is what reality is. And it makes me think about how like our mind is tuned to find threats and to problem solve. But problem solving is solving a problem. So there has to be a problem there for us to solve. This is what our brain wants to do. This is what our frontal lobe wants to do. And oftentimes threats aren't actually real. So yes, the hurricane is real. And yes, the electricity is real. But the extent to which that threatens your experience is down to you and your mindset and how you choose to experience these things, because your experience is the only thing that's reality. Who knows, right? This could be the thing where everybody gets together and he gets to meet the most amazing people and they have the most amazing time because everybody's together in this situation, right? In these circumstances together. I don't know if that's the case, but believing that it's not the case is for sure going to make sure that that doesn't happen and going to keep him on that low vibration. So it made me think about that, but it also made me reflect on the fact that it seems to me at the moment that a lot of the messages that I'm getting around me is that people don't want to be helped if they don't want to be helped. And that people can often be addicted to negative emotions because it gives them a sense of identity. I get to be angry about this. These things always happen to me. Nothing ever works out for me. Life is not on my side. This is who I am. Look at my situation. My situation is demonstrating, it's evidencing that this is what it is. So now I get to be a person who is angry and who is pissed off at the world. And his anger was visceral. It was visceral against me. And I think that, you know, who am I to say whether my brother is addicted to those more negative emotions? But what is definitely true is that there is a venomous pushback against the possibility and the potential of creating something different. And anybody that comes and presents that as a possibility, that presents an alternative reality, that causes him to question whether or not his mindset is beneficial, whether his perception is beneficial to himself, also becomes a threat. And I think that that's like pretty standard for most of the people that live in this country. There's just a general low vibration of life is shit, life is hard, life is difficult, life is the same, nothing's gonna change. You have to just work, you have to get your head down, you have to keep moving. This is what it's about. There's nothing more. And that's why it's viewed as like fucking positivity crap, because people are tuned in and they're plugged in to this system that makes you believe that there is no light. So when things like this happen, it's just like collating evidence that life is shit and there is no light. And I think the other thing that it makes me think about a lot is, as I said, I seem to be getting a message at the moment that it's not my job to help everyone, and it's not my job to help people who don't want to be helped, quite simply. And that really affected me. That really affected my energy to the point I had to pull over and I nearly cried in the car because of how venomously angry my brother was at me at just saying something as simple as that. And I think there's a message there about me now making sure that I protect my energy, that I protect what I'm projecting and who I'm projecting it to. Because Not that it's a waste of time, because I think that's quite dismissive, but that, I don't know, something around my own energy being sacred, and that it needs to be shared with people who want to accept that, who want to acknowledge these things, who want to try and move forward into a more positive space. And that if I continue to try and push this energy onto people that don't want it, it's going to dissipate, and I'm going to constantly be fighting against the cumulative negative energy that there is in the world. And that's really sad, and it makes me feel like it's a little bit pointless. But I feel like also that if I protect my energy, then it will be there for the people that need it, and the people that want it, the people that are ready for it, more to the point. Yeah, okay. Things that I feel grateful for. It's hard to feel grateful right now because, like, all of my, like, nervous system is going crazy. And I think that's something else that I was thinking about as well, like how when you're in that state of fear and your nervous system is like in that sympathetic nervous system state and everything is shutting down, it's hard for you to think. Like, it's hard for you to think outside or see anything from any other perspective but from this survival perspective. And that's a really hard place to start having control over your thoughts and having control over your emotions and having control over your behavior and your decisions, and therefore manifesting something different. But this is the time that it's needed most, right? This is the time when you need to practice it. And I guess for me as well, feeling like this, it's reminding me that this is the time that I also need to practice that. I need to practice not being subjective, not feeling like this is happening to me, that someone is attacking me, that this is personal to me, that actually this is about them, and there's a bigger picture, and there's a more macrocosmic space from which I can look at this that isn't about this relationship between me and my brother, or how angry he was on the phone with me. Yeah, so being grateful. I feel grateful that I'm not sat in a hotel having to deal with a hurricane. I feel grateful that my mindset isn't like that anymore, because that's how I used to be for a long time, and it did just feel shit all the time. And I feel grateful that I'm able to still recognize that, as painful as that felt, as much as that felt like a rejection, that it's not about me. And it's not really necessarily about him as a person either. It's just about a pattern of thinking and a way of being that's ingrained and difficult to see a way out of. Okay, that's all.